How do I move and scale data in the graph display?
One thing we can do is just take our cursor in the form of a hand here, and just like you can with a physical piece of graph paper on the tabletop, you can just translate it around by clicking and dragging left, right, up, and down. And this allows us to move this graph around to change what's in the middle of our view. More interestingly, and something you can't do with traditional graph paper, is you can put your cursor over the numbers on the y-axis or the x-axis, and you'll get a two-headed arrow. And this allows you to click and drag and essentially stretch this out as if the graph paper is made of rubber. You can expand it, you can compress it each time going toward the origin, and that same technique works for the y-axis or the x-axis. So through a combination of panning in the middle and stretching on the axes, you can change your view of the data to look at whatever portion of it you'd like. Now, if you happen to be on a laptop with a scrolling trackpad, or you're using a desktop computer like I am that has a scroll wheel on the mouse, you can take advantage of that scroll capability. I use this a lot. In the middle of the graph, you can simply hover your cursor over a data point, and you can scroll in or out directly toward that data point. And a similar technique of scrolling works on the axes. If I hover over a value on the axis, the y-axis, I can scroll in or out, and you can see it scrolls only that dimension, only that axis. So this is a great way to change your view of the data. All right, so we can pan, we can scale, but oftentimes our goal is simply to have the data fill the graph screen. So for that, we're going to go to the graph toolbar, and I'm going to introduce you to the leftmost, probably the most used button, and I can hover my cursor over this button, and we see that it says what this button will do. It will scale axes to show all data. And I'm going to press the left part, and we can see that it automatically moves the data and scales these axes so that the data fills the screen.